Okay, it's now 5:30. I understand we got a hard 6:30, and I won't ask why. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the open meeting law are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure the public access to bodies' deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. For the Zoom meeting information relating to remote participation, please contact Cindy Knox, IT Director at cknox@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8252, or Tim Silva, Library Director at tsilva@ayer.ma.us or 978-391-9466 prior to the meeting. Okay, so I take a roll call vote that everybody's here. Let me see here. I'm gonna go in order. Well, I thought I had the order of everybody, but I printed it out, but I don't seem to have it. Okay, well, Bob Gardner's here. Deborah Faust Clancy.
Here.
Sue Kennedy.
Here.
All right, Sharon Slasky.
Here.
Cindy's here, right?
Here.
Do we have anybody else?
We have a guest who just joined us. Maggie Durand is here.
Oh, yes, Miss Durand, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you, and I appreciate your interest, and nice to put a face with the name. And seriously, my niece thinks the world of you, and she's all prepared to sign your nomination papers just down the street. So, yeah, did you get your papers yet?
I did. I got them this afternoon. I'm gonna
All
walk
right.
around on Saturday and get signatures.
Yeah, don't you have to turn them in tomorrow, though?
No, Monday. I had to request them by tomorrow, and then I
Oh,
turned
okay.
them in on Monday.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
yeah, my niece says, how many signatures do you need?
26.
Oh, okay.
Go stand on the street corner, you'll get them.
I'm not.
Yeah, just get some extras, just in case. Make sure everybody writes legibly and whatever. No, thank you very much. And Cindy's a lifelong resident of Maggie's a lifelong resident of the town of Ayer. You just popped up on my screen, Cindy. That's why I was using your name. But Mr. Rand is a lifelong resident of the town of Ayer and works at the Ayer Shirley school system and is very interested in the library. She's going to run. So thank you very much. Appreciate your interest. Do you have any questions right off the top?
I just have a comment for Maggie, if I may.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us. We're thrilled that you're interested. When you ask people to sign your nomination papers, just make sure that they're Ayer residents. You have to get their address to be certain, because you don't want any mess ups since you're so close to the time that you have to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so we're going to have the acceptance of the agenda. Has everybody seen the agenda?
Yes.
Yes, we
Do
have.
I have a motion to accept the agenda?
So move.
All right, Deborah Faust Clancy moves. Any
Cindy.
seconds?
Cindy moved and Deborah seconded.
All right, and now we'll take the roll call vote. Bob Gardner, yes. Cindy,
Yes.
all right. Deborah Faust Clancy,
Yes.
Sharon Salasky,
Yes.
Sue Kennedy,
Yes.
no other members, right? Okay, any opposition and any abstentions? Hearing none, the acceptance of the agenda passes. Public comment, well, I guess we've already done the public comment with Mr. Rand, but any other members of the public here wish to be heard?
I don't see anyone else, Bob.
Okay, thank you. And then approval of the minutes of the February 25th, 2001 meeting. Do we have a motion for that?
I so move the minutes be approved.
Deborah Faust Clancy moves. Do I have a second?
Second, Sharon.
Sharon, thank you, Sharon. All right, so all those in favor, I gotta do a roll call vote, roll call. Right? I'll begin. Bob Godney votes aye. Deborah Faust Clancy,
Hi.
Sharon Salaski,
Aye.
Cindy and Sue.
Aye. Cindy.
Cindy's aye.
Aye, Sue.
All right, thank you. All right, so it all, no opposition, no abstentions, it all passes. Mr. Rand, I'm going kind of quickly because we got really just 60 minutes to get this done. Announcements, well, I guess the big announcement as far as I'm concerned is Mr. Rand is going to put her hat in the proverbial ring and run for the library board. And I echo what Deborah Faust Clancy says. I'm really happy that you're running and appreciate it. And you got my cell number. Call me anytime if you've got any questions, okay? Any other public announcements? Anybody else from the public here? I guess that's a joint question, but no other public. Tim, do you have any announcements you'd like to make?
I don't have anything, no, nothing pending that I won't cover in the rest of the meeting, so.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move right on then to the treasurer's report. Sue Kennedy, treasurer. And by the way, thank you very much for sending that report out. I did get my copy already. Anything,
Okay,
Sue, you'd like to say?
Yeah, it's mostly pretty much the same. It's been since November, since the last treasurer's report. We currently have $181,324.68. The only problem that I saw was we're having the $10 bank fees taken out. I talked to Barbara about a month ago about that. I might have to get back and remind her they don't take them out if you agree to forego paper bank statements.
All right. Yeah, how does that work, Sue? Do you need the bank statements, the paper bank statements?
You can get them electronically. You can just download them.
Okay. Yeah, you might need to talk to somebody at the bank about that.
I can't really. I got to get Barbara to do it.
Okay, all right, well, yeah, I'm sure Barbara will help us out on that. Okay, yeah, I mean, because, not being critical of banks in particular or banks in general, but, they're not paying much in interest, so, geez, those bank fees are gonna,
Yeah, with 7 accounts, we had $10 from each account taken out every month. That would add up over the year.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, thanks a lot. And if you're not getting anywhere with Barbara, give me a buzz and I'll drop a line to her too, but I'm sure she'll react. Any questions of Sue Kennedy, the treasurer?
I had a question, Bob. Just,
Sure.
Sue, so this, you were able to get this report directly from Barbara, or through the bank itself?
Bank.
I know it was an issue last time with, you didn't quite have the access at that point.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm
That's
sure.
all squared away now, so.
Correct.
Okay, great.
All right, great. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. Do we need a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Yes.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
So move.
Thank you, Sharon. Any second?
For seconds, and also wants to welcome Lindy, who just showed up on our screens.
Oh, Lindy, hey, how are you? Good evening, and thanks very much for being a member of the board. And if you ever want to get back on, just let us know, and I'm sure we'll do all we can. And I do appreciate it. I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the board members. We appreciate your service. And do you have any questions or anything you'd like to say?
You're muted, Lindy.
Oh. Okay, well.
Wait a minute. Lindy, go ahead.
I just want to thank everybody for the opportunity and special thanks to Sue for introducing me. I had mentioned to Tim and Bob a week or so ago that I was not particularly interested in continuing beyond May. I mean, the original interest was really in terms of finances, looking at the finances, and basically I thought that, given the fact that, the library is going to come under the umbrella of the town, and I thought that was a good move, that there wasn't a huge role for me to play, and given my interest in some things, some other things outside of my work schedule, I just didn't think I had the attention span to make a meaningful contribution in other areas apart from the financial contribution that I could make to the team.
Well, Lindy, I think I speak on behalf of the entire board. We certainly welcome your participation and your interest in, the last 12 months or so of your sacrifice and your time. And you're a great board member, and you can certainly vote tonight because the election won't be for a while. But thanks very much, and appreciate you being here. And you've always got a friend on Sandy Pond Road. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you see me driving by your house with my white pickup truck, and I'll honk at you like I usually do.
Right.
Okay.
I haven't been outside much, but
Yeah, I know with the winter weather, nobody's been doing much yard work, but I'm still driving around the white pickup truck. All right, thanks very much. Bye bye. Well, stay. I shouldn't say bye bye. Just certainly stay for the full meeting, but I just meant. I'll be quiet. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything to Lindy? All right. Hearing nothing, we'll move on. All right. So we're on to, I don't mean to be curt or short, but we got strict orders. We got to get this thing done by 6:30. Because I guess there's another meeting that Cindy Knox has to go. So Tim, it's time for the library director's report, please.
Sure. So I did send out the February report to everybody. I did not get I didn't send a monthly sort of operating budget update, but I'll give you guys next month will be March will be the end of the third quarter of the fiscal year. So for the April meeting, you'll get the full, expense report with all that detail on it. What I have done as far as the biweekly invoices that get paid on for the warrant is I've put all those into the Google Drive folder that everybody has access to. So rather than burying you all with multiple attachments every month, I thought that might be a better way to do it, but I can still, if you prefer, I can still email those to you when I send out the report ahead of the meeting. But I didn't know, I guess I'll entertain any questions about February's report, and then, I can sort of tell you where we're at right now, and we can sort of move into the next discussion item which will be the COVID-19 sort of operations and looking forward.
Tim, not to kill a lot more trees, but I mean, I wouldn't mind if you could just email them to me. I don't always print them, but I read them online.
Okay.
And, it's just easier for me to do it that way than it is
Sure.
to, from one of your emails than to go to that other place. But I don't mean to be the tail wagging the dog. And I'll kill trees.
Try to make it easy enough for everybody, given where we're at and what we're trying to do, and share information digitally mostly. So.
All right. Thank you.
I'd like to say something about the director's report, if I could, Bob.
Sure, Cindy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed reading through it, and I've been incredibly impressed by what's been going on given the limitations, and I've particularly enjoyed Evan Goldman's video story times. I think they're just delightful. And Amy and Barbara doing the story walks and the craft kits, and Christina's new YA group. And Sam, you finding the prison is a new place to give the weeded out books since
That was great.
since the nursing homes are closed now. I mean, I was taking boxes over there, but no can do now. And, everybody on the staff has just been really helpful on the phone. I mostly talk with Thomas and Keith and Sumeda and Nadia, but everybody is just lovely. And I can't wait for Justine's crochet class to restart, and all the other in-person events to get going again. But I just wanted to say, I think that everybody is just, I love what everybody's doing. It's pretty neat. We're lucky.
Thanks, Cindy.
I also second the idea of sending the books to the prisons. I love that idea. I think they would really appreciate it, probably a lot more than the people in the assisted living places.
Well, I was only taking the large print because that's all that was
I
handled.
get it. Okay.
So there was a lot of material that was still didn't have a home, I guess. But
Yeah.
Sam was forceful.
Sam, did you want to share anything else about just the sort of interaction with Lisa?
Yeah. So Lisa, she works at the prison up in Shirley. She came, she filled her entire little sedan full of books. She left just enough room so she could drive. And she's very, very grateful. And she will gladly come back. She left us a nice little list of sort of what she's looking for, which is pretty much anything, but it's always nice to know what they're interested in. And it's a nice place to give some of our books to that we no longer need. So
Great.
Yeah, and just to
lovely
add
to work
on to
with.
that, I think, I mean, we're sort of thinking that, maybe every couple or 3 months we might, she might swing by and pick up some more material. I mean, she has to take it and kind of catalog it and everything, and it's almost a one-person show over there. So we could easily bury her with material. So I think it'll be something that we'll continue to do kind of on a sort of irregular basis. But
Tim, just for my own edification, do we share any books or donate any books to the federal prison on Devons?
not that I'm aware of. I think this is just going to the state facility.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
I think she mentioned the federal one. I think there's a lot of red tape for them to get stuff, so it's a little more complicated.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. All right, but no, thank you. It's good. The prisoners certainly would hopefully, enjoy reading a lot of books, and time well spent too.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's see. Any other questions about the sort of the February report or?
Tim, are you still aiming for the end of April to open the building?
No. Well, let's talk about that for we can. That's the next item on the agenda. If we can.
Yeah, why don't we move on to that?
COVID-19. So yesterday at town hall, we had a department heads meeting where the sort of COVID-19 update and operations was kind of the main discussion point. Town hall is starting to make plans to have a sort of a phased in approach to reopening. Now they're going to go to something that they're calling phase 1 on April 5th.
Mhm.
But what that means for them is that they are going to start, some by appointment services. Right now, that building is completely closed to the public. So my understanding is that, and this is subject to change because details are still being worked out. But their plan is to allow people to use the selectmen's meeting room on the first floor, as an appointment space to do business that can't be done either, over the phone or online or, through a Dropbox that are the Dropboxes that are outside. The appointments are going to be very brief, maybe 10 or 15 minutes max. And, that's the only part of the building that's going to be open. There won't be any bathroom access. You won't be able to go to any of the service windows, nothing like that. The library is actually sort of already there. I mean, we've been doing, essentially, service at the door for several months now. I mean, people can come to the door. They can either make an appointment to meet us there, or they can, when we're open, when the staff are here, they can walk into the entry vestibule, ring the doorbell that we've got set up there. And, one of the staff will help them, send a fax or copy something for them or whatever it is they need. That's, sort of in addition to the curbside pickup that we've been doing, since last year. That'll be phase one for them. Again, it's not going to be everything. My understanding is that they're still going to, what is it? It's the notary, notary service is still not going to be restored until phase two. And, phase two for them means that the building will be open. People will be able to come in and go to the service windows for like the town clerk's office or the treasurer or whomever. But that date is to be determined, and the conditions that, the main condition for phase two being met is when town hall staff have been able to get vaccinated. So the town manager suggested that, given what we know at this point about vaccine availability and everything, that's not likely to happen until maybe July 1st. So that is actually the schedule that I'm looking at right now, because I'm not comfortable at this point opening up in any significant way any more than we are right now until staff have had a chance to get vaccinated. I think, again, I much prefer to err on the side of caution. And I think we've been doing a fairly good job of bringing the services to the door or outside the door. And we're going to continue to work on, doing things to make that easier and simpler. Right now, CW Mars, they've just completed the installation of a computer session and printing management software installation. That is going to make it possible for us to more safely manage the public PCs when we do open the building. And this could change, again, if we are able to get, if the vaccine rollout goes faster than what people are saying right now, we'll change that up. But right now, I'm going to follow what basically what town hall is doing, and we'll open as soon as we can get give the staff an opportunity to get vaccinated before we start letting people into the building. I mean, in the meantime, we started looking at our phased reopening plans today, talking about, well, how many people would we let in at a given time? How would we schedule? Can we do the computers in addition to doing curbside? I think we can. But at this point, that is sort of what I'm looking at. So we would continue to do curbside services from now with the staff sort of in two separate teams, maybe until about the beginning of June. And at that point, we'd bring the two teams back together, have the staff work together as a whole, for the last month or so before we actually opened up the building to the public for either browsing or computer use.
Tim,
Yep.
just for the minutes, what, CWMRs, what is it that they installed? What would you call it?
Okay, so it's a
Director's report, Cindy.
yeah, it's
right
called
there.
it's the software it's called the company is Envisionware, so it's basically a computer management software.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Tim, how much of your staff is planning on getting vaccinated?
I don't know. And I don't, this is one of those things where this has come up in discussions among some of the department heads about, well, can you require staff to get vaccinated? Do you,
No.
can you tell
No.
staff, do the staff have to tell you they've been vaccinated? I don't, what, yeah, it's a little unclear. I mean, we can't, we can't force people to get vaccinated,
No.
but, we're going
Sharon,
to
you
encourage
seem awfully
everybody.
certain about that, Sharon.
Huh?
You seem awfully certain about that.
And not require anyone to get vaccinated. Do we think?
No.
Yeah,
No, you cannot require. I agree.
No.
You cannot require.
I'm pretty sure Sharon's correct on that. That's my understanding. Yeah, I watch a lot of the cable news, and they've had a lot of discussions with Dr. Fauci and whatever. And I'm not citing him as the source, but I'm pretty sure that people who decide not to get vaccinated, there's certainly no ability for employers to force them or mandate them to. I listened to an interview. It was in a different state, but it was it might have been New York. It was a labor lawyer who was saying that, the municipality or the public agency, whoever they work for, it might have been the state, doesn't have any authority to order employees to get vaccinated.
Yeah. So that means, we'd probably have to say, at least according to the governor's schedule, pretty much everybody in Massachusetts is going to be eligible to get a vaccine like April 19th. But, how easy is that going to be? Probably
They won't
not
be able to
very.
get appointments.
Uh-huh.
They won't be able to get appointments that quickly.
Right.
It's not easy.
So, we'll definitely be talking to the staff and, for those staff that are comfortable saying, oh yeah, I got vaccinated, or, I'm not going to get vaccinated. So, whatever, we'll get, there will be a point at which, we'll just have to say, look, there's been enough time for, there's enough vaccine out there. It's been enough time. So that's no longer an issue. We're going to go ahead and, and open things up. But again, that's going to depend on the availability of vaccines and, how quickly things move.
Tim, just a thought, and you certainly might want to check with town hall, and I'm not asking for a formal opinion from the town council, but, a lot of people might be hesitant to say they don't want to get vaccinated. I was talking to my cousin the other day, and she decided she doesn't want to be vaccinated, and,
Right.
that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to try to persuade her otherwise, and, but she's very candid with me, but, a lot of people might not be so candid, particularly in the workplace,
Right.
about that. So, there might be some situations where municipalities have to adhere to don't ask, don't tell type of theory. And, it might be worth talking to Robert about that, just to see if KMP have, issued any kind of edict for all the towns that represent.
Yeah, that is something that I know that town hall is looking into, to see what can be done in terms of at least, you can't require people, but at least trying to minimize the chances of, too many people not getting vaccinated. I've seen polls that have said, oh yeah, 30% of the people in the US have said that they're probably not going to get vaccinated or something like that. That's frightening. So, again, I would much prefer, given that, we will probably have as many, if not more people coming into the library than town hall will, I want to make sure that the staff have as much opportunity to kind of protect themselves, before we
still
start bringing people in.
Are you still planning to do plexiglass barriers?
Yes, in fact, we have them in hand. They were delivered about a week ago. So those can be set up when we're ready to go.
Kim, has any of the staff been vaccinated yet?
As far as I know, one staff person has been vaccinated. Some of you know our volunteer Don Kamon, who works in the historical room. I believe he is getting vaccinated this week. But other than Don, I think one other staff person has been vaccinated.
So is there any possibility of doing a phased reopening that would include allowing people in who have vaccination cards?
That's a possibility. Yeah.
Because it's around 30% of Massachusetts now and climbing weekly.
Yeah.
So
no, if we can, that's certainly something we can think about.
Tim, I assume library employees or library workers don't have any kind of special status to get vaccinated early like the educators are going to.
Unfortunately, no. I mean, there certainly have been petitions circulating, statewide and even nationwide, I think, to, try to get library workers, moved up the list. So if you feel like calling your local legislator and encouraging them, but no, as far as I know, there's been no movement from the governor or anybody else to put library workers ahead of anyone else. So we're in the general population.
Now, this probably has no bearing, but in Florida, and I'm talking about restaurant workers, nobody else but them. The policy has been, what I've seen is, no, you don't have to get vaccinated, but you can't work here.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I love that idea.
Well, that's an interesting approach. That's definitely one to ask the town council about, I guess.
Yeah, I'm serious because, if that is a possibility, it needs to be floated, and perhaps it will urge others to realize, you know what, if my job's going to be on the line, I will get vaccinated.
I don't think that that's going to happen.
But I just need it to be part of our discussion.
Again, as a side type of thing, for the pantry, I was asked if I was going to require pantry workers to get vaccinated. And I said, no, but you're on your own. When the rest of us are vaccinated and you're not, it's your own, at your own risk.
I don't know about
We're going to open, we're going to let people come in, and you'll be at your own risk at that point. So.
Yeah, that's a K&P definite. We got to find out about liability there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll at the next opportunity, I'll ask that question of the town manager to see if they've gotten any clarification about what to do with if you can even ask if staff
Just
have been
as
vaccinated.
sorry, Tim, just as another point of information, your vaccination status is HIPAA protected.
That's kind of what I thought. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I would think there's a lot of protections, and I would think that Copeland and Page or K&P would be already researching some of these ramifications about, asking or don't ask, don't tell, and requiring things of that nature, and, telling people, and it might even be an American for Disabilities Act reasonable accommodations. If some employee comes to you, Tim, as the director and says, well, I'm not going to get vaccinated, because of various reasons, including maybe religious reasons. And I would like to have special accommodations, not to deal with the public or whatever. I mean, that might be something, that is going to surface. Certainly, I would predict that that's going to surface somewhere in Massachusetts, hopefully not in the Yale Library. But
Yeah, well,
and I don't say that to be critical of anybody, but I mean, just I hope we don't have to address it. So
yeah, no, if it comes to something like that, I mean, we'll, I'll, definitely work that out with human resources and town hall if we need to try to come up with some accommodation for the staff.
yeah.
It's so bizarre because we know other libraries are opening and letting people have appointments, Groton Library, the Shirley Library. I just don't know. Have they not considered these other issues? I'm tempted to call them and ask them,
I don't know the answer to that, Deborah. I mean, I think it's, every town is a little different, whether it's the political will or, the pressure from a library board or what it is. I mean, the situation is so fluid. I mean, people are now expressing concern about, the COVID variants. Are these variants going to be more infectious than the one we've been dealing with, and is that going to cause a problem?
Right.
We just don't know. And so, I mean, we know a lot more. I think obviously we know a lot more now than we did a year ago when we were in this situation. And actually, what was it, the 14th? So 4 days ago was the last day that the library was open to the public. That was March 14th of 2020. So we've been closed for, well, we've been operating this way for a year now. But in the beginning, we had no idea like how contagious it was. If it got onto books, would we be spreading the disease across the state because we're moving library materials all over the place? We now have a pretty good idea that, that sort of contact with contaminated surfaces is not a very, there's not a lot of risk involved in that. So, I mean, one of the things that we're doing next week is we've been quarantining our items for like 48 hours. And some libraries have been quarantining things for like 72 hours or even a week before they put them back on the shelf. Most libraries now are, dropping those quarantine times. So we're gonna reduce our quarantine time to 24 hours next week. So, it'll just get things moving a little bit more, and it'll, improve the speed of the service, when people request stuff. But that's because over time, as I said, we've learned that, it's the contact with surfaces is not a major contributor to the spread of the disease. And you can handle stuff with gloves, or you can just wash your hands after you're done handling these things, and you're pretty much pretty okay. It's really the sort of the being in a small room with an infected person and breathing in what they're breathing out that is seems to be the main source of the infection. So that's the thing. Those are the things that we're trying to adjust to.
Not to be an ogre with the time, but if there's no other discussions or no other questions about COVID-19 operations, should we move on to strategic plan? Does anybody else have any questions about COVID?
I just wanted to see if we can revisit this again next month.
Oh, yeah.
I know people have mentioned, what's going on now, but we did experience last summer during a 4-month period. What did we have? 6 cases during that entire, through the entire summer, a couple months with 0. And this year we're going to have, I think they're doing 316,000 vaccines next week. We're likely by June not to be having cases in Ayer are going to be negligible.
Yeah.
And I think there should be some way to phase in reopening at least some partial, either again with vaccinated people or with something, but we should take another look at it and not just close it off.
No,
Right.
I was going to say, Tim, probably until further notice, let's put this on as a discussion item every month.
Yeah, no, I
COVID-19
agree. I
operation.
mean, I guess it's kind of been on there by default for the last few months anyway. So, no, this will be, yeah, we'll make this a regular part of the discussion. And Sue, I agree. I mean, I think, in a month's time, we may look at this and say, oh, actually things are going really well. And, maybe we can move the reopening up to like June 1st or something like that. So
I know everybody wants the staff to be safe, but I'm going to guess most of the staff go to the grocery store. Some of them get their hair cut. So, one space is safe. If we get the plexiglass up and have, some good airflow and the cases go down and most people are you get, to 50% vaccinated, it gets is negligible.
yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it is all about minimizing risk. There's never going to be no risk, but yeah,
Right.
if we get to a point where, we're certainly comfortable with, with that level of risk, then as soon as we get there, we'll open up.
All right. If there's nothing else on COVID, why don't we move to strategic plan, Tim, please?
Sure. So I have signed an agreement with Barbara Alavris of Sage Consulting to do a strategic plan with us. She and I are going to have a 90-minute to 2-hour phone conversation next Wednesday to kind of lay out the schedule, what we want to try to get done when, and then get to work on that. I don't think so. Becky isn't here today, I don't think, but I will be in touch with her about just sort of putting together the the strategic planning committee that will, kind of be the focus of the visioning and mission statement stuff. And then at some point between now and probably July, the board, the library board on the whole will have an opportunity to, work with Barbara and do some, basically we'll do a focus group for the board. And so you guys will have an opportunity to give input, and you'll also have an opportunity to give input on a survey that we'll develop and we'll send out to as many people as we can.
Right.
And so I think by the time we meet in April, I'll have a working schedule for what's going to happen over the next few months in terms of the data gathering and putting the report together for board review.
Tim, if you don't mind, a couple of questions, or one is a comment. If you wouldn't mind, where Becky's so interested in on that subcommittee, if you could give her a call. I don't know why she's not here tonight.
Yep.
But just to fill her in on that. And
Absolutely.
second of all, how much is Sage going to charge us?
It's going to be the contract is for $49.50.
All right, that's the lower one, I think,
Yep.
right? Yeah, good. All right, sounds good. All right, yeah, but if you could let Becky know, I mean, I hate to give you more work, but if you give her a call.
No, it's my intention was to reach out to her and just keep her up to speed on where things stood. So.
Okay, anything else about the strategic plan? Does anybody have any other questions or anything? We're doing reasonably well for time-wise, yeah, but all right, next item is library director's contract. Maybe I should actually talk about that. I did talk to Kevin Johnson, the town treasurer, about 5 p.m. tonight. He's going to email me or send me the materials that the town has been using, including for department heads and things of that nature. And and take a look at that. Tim, I guess I've had a chance to kind of review some of the old contract. I guess we were supposed to send you a notice by the Ides of March 15th, 3 days ago. And I was delinquent not getting that out, but.
Bob, I'm really hurt. Just.
Okay, thank you. The Ides of March, just think how hurt Caesar was.
Yeah, right.
Brutus, et te Brute there.
Et tu, Bob, et tu, Bob.
Yeah. So anyway, we definitely want to keep you, and we want to negotiate the contract, and hope you'll forgive us the 3 days. And I can get you out an email tonight, but on my iPad, I don't think I'll try. But I'll get you something out. But, Kevin was very helpful, and he's going to send me all the material. And in the past, Deborah Faust-Clancy has volunteered to work on the contract. And I was going to, as the current chair, work on the contract. I don't know if there's any other board members that would like to help out, and I guess we'll have to do it according to the open meeting law too. But if that's okay with everybody, and I'll take a look at all that material that's online.
So
including
Bob,
yeah,
you're going to work with Deborah?
yes, if that's
Okay.
if that's okay with Deborah.
I think it's
Deb?
perfect. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, and I figure past chairperson and current chairperson be good, and we'll try to get something, and we'll update the board next month in April how things are progressing. Maybe we'll even get it signed by then. Does anybody else have any questions? Or Tim, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I'll just say, I'm planning to stay. So, I think we're
Good.
already most of the way there. So,
Yeah, I think so. From talking to Kevin about 5, he called me back. I left him a message, and he called me and he said he was tied up, but I guess he's already gone home, but that's fine. I didn't want to bother him. Yeah, we talked a little bit about his brother-in-law passing away too, but which is unfortunate. But anyway, he's going to send me all the materials that I guess the town uses for department heads, and including vacation accrual and sick leave accrual and jury duty, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll take a look at all that.
mhm.
And Deborah, I'll share that with you too. And I think he's going to email it to me. So, but if there's nothing else, we can move on to the next item. But Tim, do you have any specific questions?
No, I don't think so. And we'll,
Okay.
we'll keep the lines of communication open. I missed,
Well-
frankly, I missed the March 15th deadline date too. So,
That's a Tim.
no harm, no foul.
All right, that's a Tim.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the Ides of March. All right. Well, how quickly 3 years goes by.
Yeah, no
Except for the
kidding.
last 12 months. But anyway, okay, so the next item is, and it looks like we're going to finish up, Cindy Knox, in time to get you to the next meeting, is library trustee candidate recruitment. I really am sorry, Lindy, that you're not going to run and whatever, but that's fine. And I understand, everybody's got different interests and different time constraints and different things. And moving on to Maggie Durant. Maggie, you still with us?
Yep, she's
Hello?
still here.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm really happy that you've expressed an interest. And do you have any questions? Let me say, as the chairperson, I try to keep the agenda on time, or the discussion on time according to the agenda. And I've probably gone a little fast tonight than I usually do, because usually I have a little leeway at 6:30, but we don't really have it. But do you have any questions or any suggestions or any comments or anything you'd like to say?
I don't have any questions. Tim kind of gave me a good rundown yesterday, and my little pocket guide too. So
Okay.
yeah, for now I'm okay. I just need to get all my signatures.
Yeah, we'll get those signatures. What do you do up at Ayer Shirley, up at Laurier White?
I'm a paraprofessional for 1st and 2nd grade.
All right. Now, I know you told me that, but when I was in 1st and 2nd grade, they didn't have paraprofessionals. We just had nuns. So I don't really know what a paraprofessional does.
I'm like a teacher's aide,
Okay,
so I help out in the classroom and I do small groups and I do a lot of ELA and math intervention.
oh, well, that's great. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's one of my, sorry, that phone was me. Sorry about that. I should say that was my alarm to say we're getting close to 6:30, but it wasn't. I'm not smart enough to use those alarms. No, that's good. And let me just ask, and you don't have to tell me yes or no, but I hope you're still interested after seeing one of the meetings in action.
Yeah, I am. I'm very interested still.
Okay, good. Because I was afraid you were going to say, I'm going to rip up the nomination papers and not get the signatures, and the heck with this. So, no, but seriously, thanks very much and for expressing the interest and reaching out, and I appreciate that. So, so new business board questions. Do we have any other? And that's not to say if anybody knows anybody else that's interested. Tim, let me just ask you, how many openings do we have, assuming Maggie beats scattering and blanks?
So what, we'd still have 2 open seats, I believe.
All right.
And they would be a 1 year and a 2 year? I assume Maggie's running for the 3 year?
Yes, that's
Right.
correct. So,
Well, I
yeah,
guess,
go ahead.
go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, I mean, there's that one elected seat that's open right now, and then Sue and Sharon are occupying the other elected seats at the moment. So if we had another person who was interested and we wanted to appoint them to serve until the next election, then the board would have the opportunity to move Sue and or Sharon into one of the permanent seats to make room for that new person.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen, that's great. And I guess seriously, if, it would be nice to get the full complement of the board up to the 9 where it is authorized. And, if anybody else knows anybody else that any of the members, or doesn't have to be a member, but, anybody has any knowledge of anybody that's got any interest in the library in particular and serving the community in general, I appreciate that, because it would be nice to get up to the full 9, but.
So I have a question for Tim, Bob.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Deb.
Thank you. Tim, you had mentioned that we couldn't put it on the town website, that we're looking for new members.
I think we were talking about the fact that there was one, the town election on the website said that there was 1 seat open, but that was just because there was only one of the elected seats that was open.
Right.
I don't know if, I would think we could put some sort of a notice on the town website, but maybe we can talk to the web mistress, Cindy Knox, right now. And
Yes,
Cindy,
absolutely. We can put out a notice to our email subscribers and as well as post it on social media. If you would like to write something, I can get that out for you.
Okay.
I'll definitely write it. I'll write it and get it out to you.
So that it doesn't end up being really confusing, I would really strongly suggest that the next meeting or two that we just make Sue and Sharon permanent so that it's just really clear and obvious that we've got those elected seats available, because we can appoint to those. Obviously, we can't appoint to a permanent.
Right.
That has to be done from within. So unless there's a reason not to move them into the permanent spots sooner rather than later, I really suggest that we do that.
yeah, that's a great
Suggestion.
idea, Cindy. I guess we can't do it tonight, or could we do
No.
it tonight?
No,
Yeah,
we can't do it tonight.
Yeah, there's got to be notice and all
We'll put it
that.
on I'll put it on the agenda for next.
Yeah, put it on the
April.
agenda for next meeting. And is that okay with Sharon and Sue?
Yeah, Bob, are there 2?
Yes.
Apparently, yeah, there's 2 openings, 2 permanent openings.
I mean,
Yeah.
unless you guys want to run again, which it's so much fun to run.
Yeah.
Collect the
Serena
signatures.
So Sharon's probably been working on her nomination and her acceptance speech campaign. So, all right, yeah, we'll put that on the agenda for next meeting, and that'll be great. And it still leaves us with a couple of people or a couple of spots. But you know, if anybody knows anybody that's interested, I'd love to have them. And
Yeah. I was
would
just
be
thinking,
good.
I mean, we'll have the opportunity to put the word out, you know, as we're, you know, gathering information for the strategic plan. So, you know, we can, you know, the library will be more visible, I think, you know, this next, over this, the next few months, because we'll be putting notices out about the surveys and the focus groups and things like that. So there will be an opportunity, I think, for us to, you know, see if we can find some people that might be interested.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Does anybody else have anything else they'd like to add or say, or any of the members, Tim, or any of the public besides Mr. Ann? Is there anybody else from the public out there? I'm not able to see like who's attending here, but
I don't see any other public, Bob.
okay.
Lori Sable is here.
Oh,
from-
Lori's here.
Oh, Lori, how
Oh,
are
I
you?
didn't see
It's okay.
you.
Well, I have only been here for the past half hour or so, but I don't think I have anything to say.
Well, Lori, seriously, welcome aboard. I'm glad that you're interested. How's everybody doing with the Friends of the Library?
Good. We have our next meeting, I think, sometime in April, and we have a few projects that we're working on.
Okay.
We just completed an order for a new batch of tote bags,
Mhm.
which we got through JNS here in town.
Great.
And we should be picking those up soon. There's probably a couple other things that we're doing, but my brain is mush.
Well, I'm sure it's not really much, but it's probably been a long day. Lori, if you wouldn't mind mentioning to the friends that we're going to go through the strategic plan, and if they've got any ideas or interest or, you know, would certainly like to have their input, your input, and, you know, everybody else's input. But, you know, you've got a broader cross-section, I think, of people on your boards and on your friends, and that would be fantastic.
I would be happy to send a message to the Friends e-list. But I think I would want to know if I don't want to just give everybody the opportunity to openly complain. Not that anyone would, of course.
Well,
But-
everyone will have an opportunity to do, you know, fill out a survey.
Right,
so-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you do want me to send something out specifically targeted to the Friends prior to the survey, I would want a couple of talking points.
Sure.
And anybody can provide me that who wants to.
Yeah, we'll coordinate.
Okay,
All right. Yeah,
The only-
Tim, if you could take care of that after you talk to that woman from Sage, that would be fantastic. All right, thank you very much, Laurie, and I'm sorry I didn't know you were on here, but
not a problem. Nobody
always-
said anything bad about me, so
you're always welcome.
thank you.
All right.
So Bob,
So-
with that in mind, should I move to adjourn?
Yes,
Well,
please.
yeah, I've got 6:29, so that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I move
Aye.
to adjourn.
Let me just,
Uh,
can I just say, mark your calendars for April 15th. That will be the third Thursday in April. So that is the tentative date for our next meeting.
Is that going to be 5:30 or 6 o'clock, Tim?
That'll probably be another 5:30.
Okay,
Okay. Got
all
it.
right. So do I hear a second on the motion to adjourn?
Second, Sharon?
Sharon, thank you. All right, all those in favor, I guess I got to do the roll call vote. Bob Gardner votes yes. Sharon,
Yes.
Deborah,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Yes.
Susan.
Yes.
All right, did I miss anybody?
Lindy.
Oh, Lindy, yeah,
Yes.
you still able to vote, Lindy? Okay, thank you. And Lindy, God bless you, and thanks very much for serving. All right, and any opposition? No opposition, no abstentions, it carries. Okay, 6:30, Goodbye, Cindy, and goodbye, everybody, and see you April
Goodbye.
15th.